Lads, we are back for season 2 of the Socially Awkward podcast.
If you're looking for a podcast dedicated to being a little bit cringe, having a few hilarious anecdotes and special guests, then join us each week because we will deliver just that.
New episodes of the Socially Awkward podcast drop every Thursday on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and you can watch the full episodes over on YouTube.
The Socially Awkward podcast is sponsored by RTE Player, where you can discover new shows like The Hilarious Goodbye, starring Tony Cantwell, and must-watch series like Kin and Normal People obviously has to be on that list.
So what are you waiting for? Dive into live TV and the biggest shows from home and abroad now on RTE Player.
Hey! Welcome back to the Socially Awkward podcast.
We are 3 best friends sharing our awkward lives with you all. Sharing about having a little bit of a laugh. If you're looking for a good laugh, mostly at our own expense, then you found the right place.
If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can also watch us on YouTube. And also very quickly, thank you to our sponsor, RTE Player. Lads, right, it's time to get into it. What have we
Take a
got?
breath after that now.
I
The
know,
weekly
sorry.
debrief.
The weekly debrief, right? This is genuinely, it's like our weekly FaceTime calls, our weekly dose to Lulu. That's what we call it.
Yeah.
Right, let's get into it.
Brandon went to see Wicked yesterday.
I went to the Wicked yesterday.
Stop.
Oh, can we?
Can we please start with that?
No, lads, it was so good. It was the best movie I've ever seen in my entire life. And I might be biased because I love Ariana Grande, but everybody is saying the exact same thing about it. Her comedic timing was perfect in everything that she was doing. And Cynthia Erivo, who plays Alpha Bar.
It was 2 hours long, wasn't it?
It was 2 hours, 40 minutes.
Did it feel like it was long?
No.
Really?
No.
Because I know even like some movies are good, like The Hunger Games, I'm like, yes, and then it's like, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Like you're 3 hours deep and it's like, right, come on, will you just kill him? Like, come on.
No, honestly, no. But you know the way there's some movies that just drag on, whereas Wicked, like, if you've seen the Broadway musical, it's not rushed. I don't want to say rushed, but you can see where there's room for more kind of
Compressed,
storytelling and stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously, you can't do that when it's a musical. You have a certain amount of time that it runs for, and that's that. But with a movie, obviously, you can extend it a little bit. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what they did. And it's just such
It
an
made
amazing
sense
movie.
though, did it?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
absolutely. Especially if you've seen it already on Broadway, which
On
I have.
everyone's stories, all I saw was like the most common theme. Everyone was saying it was the best movie of the year. I was like, oh, I need to see it now.
So good.
I need to see it now.
So good. So we're planning a meet day. We're planning a meet day, and we're all gonna go and watch it. We're gonna drag Daniel. We're gonna drag me and Neve. Want to go and see it again?
Yeah.
Like me and Neve are hooked onto it. So
I'm sorry. Neve looked phenomenal yesterday. Sorry,
I
Neve looked
know.
unreal.
Neve looked
So did you.
unreal.
You looked great.
Oh lads, I'm colourblind, so I was going around everywhere looking for a green pair of cargos, and I kept picking up brown cargos.
Oh my! I keep
was snapping.
forgetting
I
that.
actually remember I was watching one of the episodes back and you said that this looked blue.
Does it still look blue?
That looks blue to me.
I'd love to see through your
That is
eyes.
Yeah,
blue.
I know, same.
Like that is blue.
Right, what colour is my hoodie?
Like red and black.
Just get that in the camera.
Well, it is red and black. Yeah.
Red
but
and black.
is there any other colour in it?
That's so you can see red. Red and black?
Red and black.
And what's this?
Green.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, do you not
Yeah,
even know
it's
what
green.
colour alphabet is like?
Yeah, well, I do. But you know what? When I seen it on Broadway, I couldn't see the green. I couldn't see the green when I seen it on Broadway.
Really?
No, I
Imagine
couldn't.
like Brandon's whole life he thought if it was like purple or something.
No, but we
Or, like,
keep
blue.
forgetting that Brandon is colourblind.
No, it's
No, 'cause
just
Janet-
I just seen regular like skin color. I can't see. I don't know if it was like the
Can't see
different.
colour.
No, but like I couldn't from. I don't know if it was just the distance or what, but I couldn't see the green at all. But anyways, right,
Wicked was unreal. We need to
Wicked
go see.
was
We are going
unreal.
to see.
we're going to see. We're all going to see.
Wicked
Right,
was unreal. Were you there, love?
No.
In spirit?
In spirit.
yeah.
In spirit.
Shanice was in London.
God rest her soul.
She's in
Shanice's second
London.
home is literally London at this stage.
Everyone says that, but yeah, I flew over for 24 hours for the cyber party lunch with Boohoo, and if you can't tell by my voice, I am smothering. I don't know what it is. Every time I fly, I always end up sick. Always. I need to get like these is it decongestion tablets? Is that what they are? Can you get them? I don't know.
Shanice
Well,
doesn't get it easy.
No,
She really doesn't.
I go over to enjoy it, right? I landed off the plane. I was like, I can't hear. I can't swallow. It felt like there was a lump in my throat.
Oh, no.
And then I
It's
woke up
probably
the next
ventilation,
morning.
Is it in the
Yeah, it
plane?
is. I think it is. The circulation, like it's
Because
the same
everybody's
radiant
breathing and it's
circulation.
just getting recycled around.
Yeah,
So
and
someone's
I'm
breath is
really
going straight into
sensitive
one.
ears. Like when I was younger, I used to have ear infection after ear infection. Yeah, but I got into bed last night and I had a piping hot temperature. I feel like I just moan in every single episode. There's something wrong with Shanice. She has that period now. She's smothering. But
Jesus, pick a struggle, Shanice.
pick honestly, I need to stop moaning.
No, I'm joking.
But yeah, just to give you the a heads up. My energy isn't the greatest today. But
How was London? Shanice was telling me
was
that
unreal.
she was just saying, who did she got
Yeah,
on?
Oh my God, did you meet all the celebrities?
there was loads of Love Islanders at the event. Loads.
Oh my God, Shanice saw.
Oh, I saw Lily from Big Brother.
I was
Who?
so... I feel like Brandon doing that. Jesus
I'm
Christ.
so.
I was so jealous. Shanice sent me a video and she was like, guess who's here? And I was like,
She was
if anybody
so sweet. Bless
Daddy's
her.
watched Big Brother, Lily was there, Hannah was there from Big Brother,
Yeah.
and I wasn't. That's all I
It
can
was
say.
like Love Is Blind, a lot of their cast. It got busy. Like it started at 7. We didn't get there till just before 8. And it was it was only starting to kind of like fill up then, but there was loads of people there, like loads of reality stars. And I said it to Lee, because you messaged me, you were like, tell her, can you get her to say hello to me? And I tapped him on the shoulder and I was like, can I just say you are amazing on Big Brother? My friend loves you. I'm doing a vlog for TikTok. Do you mind just giving us a little wave? And she's like, yeah, of course, of course. And she was like preparing herself for it and she just smiled and waved. I was like, oh, she's so precious.
Did you not get her to say hello to Daniel?
No, she didn't.
Yeah, I did. I
She
said, my
lied and
friend
got us
loves you.
on
Can
vlog.
you just smile and wave?
For your vlog?
Yeah.
Oh, that's not hers.
Hey, Daniel, love you. Nothing like.
Oh, but I don't like shoving it at
Unfriended.
people's faces. I always feel like it's an invasion of privacy.
She's too humble for that shit. Just put her in the vlog.
No, that's not it. I don't want to be going up being like, oh,
I know.
can you
but
say
then
hello to
feel
my
like
friends? I
you're
feel like I'm
annoying
ruining
them
their
and
night. Do you know what I mean? Like
fair.
they're there to have fun and not to be.
But remember, in the club, we all fam, Shanice.
Amen.
Was it in the club?
Yeah, I was in I don't know what the place was, but it was cool. It was deadly.
It's like, well, wicked premiere.
What's new with
London,
you?
me, I'm addicted to Minecraft again. That's probably the saddest sentence. Oh no, actually, I'm addicted to this Power Wash game. I keep telling.
Daniel's a
Shanice and Brandon about
freak.
this.
Right. So,
You are covered in fluff. What's going on?
Oh, it's because I have me. I had a big hoodie on.
What colour's the fluff?
Black. I hope it is. No, me and Daniel have been hooked on Minecraft for the past, I want to say,
That's the saddest sentence.
probably like week and a half. No, but it's a Minecraft phase. An awful lot of people do it, and we have our yearly Minecraft phase, and it's always around this time of year as well, because the nights are getting longer. Do you know what I mean? There's not an awful lot to do.
You always try and
Once you're
convince
sitting
me
at
to
home, you're
learn how
chilling
to
out.
play.
Shanice won't do it, so we've given up on.
And
I
Shanice
don't have an
does it.
Xbox or PlayStation.
Do you have a Switch?
I don't.
You do?
My brother does, and I don't know where that is.
Find
You
it.
do.
Find it.
Or we'll buy you.
Waffling. You're talking shy.
Oh, talking shit.
You're talking shy.
I might get one for Christmas. We'll
Do
see.
you? Oh my god, yeah.
Oh no, I don't need another thing to be addicted to.
The new
Jesus.
Nintendo Switch is coming
Jesus
out soon.
Christ.
Is there another thing going on?
There's
No,
a-
I don't mean it
there's
like
a new
that. I'm
Nintendo
talking
Switch.
about device wise. I'm betting to my phone all the
The
time right time.
Nintendo Switch is coming out. So
Is it?
yes, you have to get that. You have to get this out.
I don't understand the crack with Nintendo Switch. I don't understand it. I don't get it. It's like, what?
Do you remember the
Looks like a
PSP
pillow.
ones that
Yeah,
you
that's
could,
what it looks like. I'm like, I can't play on that.
Was there a portable PSP thing? What was
I
that PSP? I had a pink one of them before years ago.
Yeah, PSP.
Is that what it was called?
Yeah, PSP.
Yeah.
What's that PSP thing called?
Is that what-
PSP, love.
PSP.
But Daniel comes on the phone to me yesterday, and anyways, right? And he comes on and he goes, "Yeah, no, I'm mad addicted to this new game." I was like, "Oh shit, what is it? Power Wash Simulator."
I love it.
I love all the simulator games. I don't give a... Call me.
No, I turned around to him and I said, "Right, that's one way to spend your time because you're just power washing things. You've nothing to show for it." You've
Oh,
nothing
sorry,
But you
Brandon's
have to-
building a bleeding council site in Minecraft. Like, what is the
Oh.
difference?
This is not what 20-odd-year-olds should be doing with their
But
lives.
this
Yeah,
is
we're
this
living our inner
generation.
childhood. Sorry,
This-
if you want to go and do whatever you want to do with your time, I'm not sitting here judging you.
If you're over the age of 30 watching this, first of all, it's Scarlet. This is what this generation needs to, like, we are still playing games.
Big age, yeah.
You want to cop on now, turn this off. But this is what our generation do.
This is the thing.
Like,
though.
Shanice nearly 30, so I can't really say anything, but
Sorry.
I wasn't meant to say that online. Do you not actually tell people your real age?
Am I nearly 30? Well, I'm closer to 30.
Less is 30 than 15.
We're still like 16-year-olds realistically, aren't we?
We are.
It's just our body that's aging, not our mind.
This is the
Is
thing.
that flex or no?
No, I'm aging like sour milk. Never mind fine wine.
Don't leave for it in the
I
sun.
looked in the mirror today, right, and I smiled and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm at that age now where I have to start thinking about Botox." I'm 25.
No, we literally got out of the elevator before we went to the studio. She's like, look at my wrinkles.
Someone told me this is why I'm talking
Who?
about. Someone told me the other day, because I was talking about it. I can't remember who it was, but I was like, "Oh my god, when I smile, like I've so many lines. It could be from dehydration,
Oh,
or it just
Dylan.
could be from age." And no, I don't think so.
Remember, because we were talking about it and it was like, "Oh no, but it's when you're not
Oh
smiling."
yeah,
and
he said
they're-
Botox.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm at that big grown age now that I have to consider Botox. That's so stressful."
Would you get Botox?
Probably, yeah. I don't know.
I'd get anything. I'd get full body lipo. I'd get being facelift. I'd get jaw lift. I'd get...
And so would I.
I'd be getting souped up. But we have been rambling on for literally how long, Shanice? Check that bleeding.
Nearly 13 minutes.
Nearly 14 minutes. We have a special guest on, as you can tell by the side soul. It's the king of Irish TikTok we have in today.
Is that Jack Swift?
It's Jack Swift.
He is an icon. He is the legend. He is the moment.
He's the moment, and it's an honour because he's going to be sitting in this chair now in a minute, so we'll get the shirt.
So if you don't know who Jack Swift is, like, firstly you're living under a rock, because he's popped up all over TikTok.
If you don't know the name off by heart, we'll just refresh your brain a little bit. Blanca
chocolate, Magnum cookie,
waffle chocolate. Like, I know that's not fully Spanish, but you know,
Great for the first few words.
do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
Good for a start.
So we are going to welcome Jack Swift to the pod. Sorry, I'm just a bit too excited. That's a bit too excited. We're going to welcome Jack to the podcast, but before that, here's a little word for our sponsor, RTE Player.
If you're on the hunt for something to watch, RTE Player's got you covered with some of the biggest and best shows from home and abroad, such as Yellowstone, The Bold Type.
Or you can stream everyone's favourites like Kin and Normal People.
Or if you're after a good laugh, don't miss Good Boy. It's got Tony Cantwell, an ADHD diagnosis, and he's hilarious. Guaranteed you'll watch it in a day.
And sure, that's not even the half of it.
There's so much to watch on RTE Player.
Head on over and watch the latest shows now. Welcome back to the Socially Awkward podcast, kindly sponsored by RTE Player. We are here.
With the one.
The only
Jack Swift.
Jack, thank you so much for being here.
I know, I'm delighted to be on here, and I wanted to be on this podcast for ages because just watching you, these are just absolute icons. So I was like, they chose me.
You're so
No, you're not wrong.
Jack, we have to give the audience, obviously an awful lot of you have requested Jack, so you know who he is, but for anybody who doesn't, who is Jack Swift?
Do you know what, really? I don't really like to be overly, like, I want to be confident, but I've always found the fine line. I like kind of just being up for the giggles and laughs, just the buzz, like.
That's it. And what do you do on TikTok?
Well, I just post stuff about, you know, me going out on my night out antics, fashion videos. I do a mix. I also speak a lot about hidden disabilities in Ireland and LGBTQ plus rights, and how, like, I like, you know, we have our marriage rights and everything, but I also speak a lot about hate crimes and stuff like that, and stuff that I'm passionate about. But I'm also the giggles as well, you know.
You're fully authentically yourself, and I think that's why so many people love you. Like, genuinely, I feel like, I've said it to the lads before, but I feel like I just want to wrap you and bubble wrap and protect you. I feel like we're all so protective of you.
And I think with social media, yeah, of course, because, like, you know, I put myself out there so much, and there's pros and cons, and, like, you know, I sit here and try to speak so correct about it, but, like, you know, nothing ever prepares you sometimes for the backlash and hate that you can get online, and, like, in a way, it's done good and bad things for me, you know.
Yeah, but you're here today.
That's it.
You're here today.
I'm here today. I'm sitting in this chair.
You're not that, like, I'm saying, not using that as a flex, but you are. I'm like, yeah, we are here today. That's not
like, I'm all glammed up. If you see me
like,
in the morning with my face passed out in the cornflakes,
we
have to talk
say
about
that.
the hangover videos, Jack.
Do you be drunk in half of these that you to be making still drunk in the morning?
Do you know what it is? Because I do often see people going, I'm going to go on a 5k marathon, or I'm going to do errands. I'm like, no, we're Irish. Let's post the reality of our Irish. And one day I done it, right, because my friend was like, one time years ago, and this was before TikTok, like, my friend couldn't find me in the nightclub, and they're like, Jack, I'm really angry at you couldn't inform me where you were. So I done the video to be like, here, this is where I am. This is how the night happened. And I was just posting it to a friend, and they're like, Jack, you should post that. And then ever since then, I don't know, I just started going, right, well, people like to see me suffer, people like to see the blah and the of it. So I was like, I don't really overthink. I just post when I'm having the little jiggly moments, you know.
And then the Blanca chocolate Magnum cookie.
See, this is the thing. An awful lot of people see you as the Irish gay icon. You know, like one of the up
That's
there.
a big title.
It is.
You are, though.
That's what people see you as. Do you know what I mean? And I do see so many TikToks on my For You page being like, can we just agree that Jack Swift is one of the most iconic Irish gay icons of all time?
And do you know what? Being an icon doesn't always have to mean you have to have a halo over your head. Do you know what I mean? I've made mistakes in life. I've publicly tried to, you know, say sorry and try to grow as a person, and I think being slay comes with, you know, taking accountability and growing as a person.
Yeah.
And, you know, at the end of the day, I don't think being gay should be a competition, and I just think in my community there's this mentality of who needs to be the prettiest, who needs to be the loudest, who needs to be the most outgoing, where I don't believe I'm in competition with anyone. And if someone was better looking than me or prettier than me or more successful, I'd be, now years ago I would have been like, fuck's sake, who? Fudge sake. I need to go to elocution lessons to get a discount. Elocution lessons sponsor me. But you know, fudge sake and everything. But I just believe in, you know, we should be more loving, because in our community we get attacked enough. So my post should be about, it's not always about being in competition, it's about growing together and building and appreciating each other in our own unique ways in the LGBTQ plus community, you know.
Facts.
Yeah.
Absolute facts.
No, I agree.
And
Sorry,
you're known
talk
for
Ireland.
you're known for gay slaying the day. How did you come up with that phrase?
So, do you remember when you used to watch the little shows on Nickelodeons? They're like, this is going to be our catchphrases. And I swear, it wasn't just one day I was like, right, get a notepad and make this and become the most success. Like, it wasn't calculated. I was just like, right, I want to say something about being gay. I was like, right, gay. I was like, I like slaying slay a lot. I was like, gay slay. I was like, the day. And I was like, right, I've after having...
That's how it was formed.
That's how it was formed.
I've after having me fry and I haven't felt constipated. Let's try do the catchphrase. I was like, gay slay today. And then everyone started loving it and everyone started saying
brilliant.
it. And like, and one point they're like, oh my God, did you say gay slay today? I was like, oh, did I offend you? They're like, no, we love it.
I love it.
So will I just go with this? And it just grew from there. Like,
But this
Yeah.
is what I mean. The reason that you're such an icon is because you have so many iconic moments and
just
so
gonna
many
say,
videos.
You have so many iconic moments, whether it's the Magnum cookie, and by the way, so many people come up to me because I don't know if you've seen the video I made when I was in Spain.
yeah.
Of the whole like.
Did you have a ball?
Oh yeah, it was so good. Yeah.
Ah,
I
good,
say,
good.
look, that's not like. But yeah, I did that phrase, and a lot of people come up to me being like, thinking that I was you then
Stop.
because of the phrase.
Well, now I'm honoured that people thought that you are me, because you're a king in itself. You were a king before I popped off. So do you know what I mean?
I'll give you that 10
Just
out
so
of
many
10.
people have used that sound. Did you get overwhelmed by that at all?
Do you know what? At first, I was like, I don't know how to feel about this, because my following was growing, but I never had like, well, viral subjective, but I never had like a viral sound. But when everyone was like, well-known people were using it, I was like, no way. Like, there's people out there selling records and getting deals, and all I had to say was Blanca chocolate cookie in a different language. I was like, it was
so
a real.
relatable.
That was
though.
crazy actually hearing that in real life. I'm not gonna lie. Can we
it
get
is,
that
isn't
one
it?
more time, please?
Talk us through that day. So what happened with your man? So you go up to the ice cream with an ice cream van.
So will I tell the full story? Is I was like, right, I want to order an ice cream, but at the time there wasn't a lot of people that actually spoke English. I was like, one day I'm not going to have my man dad, like, you know, being like, hey, can you get him an ice cream? One day I'm going to have to go out into the big bad world and say. So I was like, well, I'll try the Spanish language, you know, hola and senor and all. How hard can it be? And I walked up, I was like, Blanca chocolate, Magnum cup with hand on the hip, full on, thought I was eating. And your one goes, she goes, Duolingo, you could have ordered that in English. She really slayed in that moment, but I tried. I actually tried.
You could have ordered in English.
Yeah, because apparently it was shy. Like, I was like, I tried my best. I was like, I'm not playing now.
What did you do
Never
Spanish
again.
in school?
I wanted to do Spanish in school,
So
but
how did you know Blanca was white?
because I just went on Google. Google was my best.
So
Google
you,
was my
it
best
was a
friend.
situation where you're like, right, let's look this up,
Yeah, let's
see how
Google
much of this I
translate.
can remember, and you went up and spit it out.
But
Blanca
even
chocolate.
posting it, I was like, I'm just going to tell people further. I was only expecting it to get about 50 likes. I was like, here, put that into the family chat, thinking I'm gas. The thing was just, I was like, that's like, it's just crazy what the algorithm can do and how
Yeah.
something so small can just blow up. Like,
It's brilliant. But on the topic of gay slaying the day, your outfits. I mean, who do you get your inspiration from?
do you know what? And I don't want to be this person going, I do it myself. Like, there are a few fashion icons like RuPaul. Like, he dresses like as a drag queen very iconically, but also he'll mix and match his suits and his tops and trousers. But like, I think in Dublin now there's so much pressure on having to dress like your friends or having to keep up with the trends, where some days I dress modestly, some days I dress a bit trashy, where I just dress in the
How you
heartbeat,
feel.
how I feel.
Yeah, love that.
And there's a lot of
Absolutely.
young people that, you know, feel pressurised, going, I don't have this because my mate has this and that, where I'm just like, wear what you feel comfortable in. It doesn't matter about what your friends think or price tag, because, you know, I'm going to be dead someday and I don't want to live my life going, gee, I didn't wear them trousers, I didn't wear that top. Now, walking out of the door is a risk. And unfortunately, in Ireland, it's a risk I do have to take as a gay man. You know, am I going to get hit? Will I feel safe in this moment? And there's times where, like, I've had people attacking me friends for going, leave them alone. And then I feel the guilt in my heart going, I feel like I'm bringing this onto them. I've had some fella, like my friends are girls, and they've even been like, oh, shut up. And then they'd just call them horrible words like the S slur and everything.
You shouldn't have to put up with stuff like that. I feel like we always talk about some Irish people being very small-minded and closed off to more or less anything, and especially when it comes to people being their full authentic self. Like, if it's not offending you or affecting you, keep your mouth shut.
And I get it, like, not everybody has to agree with me as a person or like what I do, but I just like the block buttons there. Like, I am a pixel on your screen. Like, they just sit there with their little donuts and their sausage roll. That top's too small on you, or I think you need to go to, you know. And they use AA as an insult, where I'm like, look, I have a tattoo of a skeleton drinking a beer keg. I know that's a bad example, but I enjoy a drink. And to even use that as an insult, that's awful to a whole community of people that are recovering. But, you know, I just think like people have a lot of free times on their hands. But, when, you know, younger me would get real offended and cry and get upset. As a teenager, I was in Pieta House. And as a teenager, no teenager should have to feel that lost and empty. But look, thankfully it made me as a person, and I'm wearing the brightest cargos in the room. So
I love that it never stopped you expressing yourself, because when people can be so hateful, it's so hard to not absorb everything that they're saying to you. And I love that you come out on top every single time.
Because I'm very strong on clothes. Like, I'll always tell people, like, if you can't control your hateful urges, whether it's catcalling someone or hate criming someone, you should not be walking on the street. Do not blame the way someone dresses. Do not blame a gay man for wearing a crop top. Do not blame a woman for wearing a skirt. All they're doing is wearing clothes and feeling comfortable. Like, yes, taking precautions is a thing that's happening in Dublin, but people shouldn't have to do that.
No.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you know,
100%.
if you have an anger issue, go to anger therapy, and there's no hate to that. Do not victim blame. And anytime I see someone victim blaming on fashion, I try to be, it just sparks something off in me. Like,
Yeah.
You love your perfume as well, though, don't you?
yes, I do.
Yeah, it's an impressive collection. Oh my God.
And fragrance is like, as much as like it's nice for smelling, it's done. It's like my comfort as well, where like years ago I used to just get Victoria's Secret body sprays or impulsive deodorants. When I couldn't buy my own stuff. But when I became 19, I found the love for fragrance, and I don't really wear aftershave or perfume, where I just wear whatever smells nice, whether it's a perfume or an aftershave. Like, at the end of the day, any gender can appreciate a nice smell.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember you said it to me though before that you did like it, but I didn't realise the intensity of how much you're into it. Like, you know, like pairing different smells.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that
you
was a
explained
thing.
it so well.
Combinate, where like people make this mistake, right, when they bash a brand or they bash a company without even knowing what oil concentration they like, you know.
That's
There's
what I
odd the
didn't know that was a
perfume,
thing.
odd the, yeah.
I feel like I'm getting a whole masterclass.
I love
hear it.
this.
I feel like
We just
I'm
got a
being home ec.
perfume masterclass.
I feel like a
after,
little
sir.
Cheryl Collier.
Without being biased.
I can see why people don't believe I'm dyspraxic when I talk about perfume. They're like, you speak so well. Where I'm like, well, what does having a disability look like? Like, you can have, that's why I like overcoming my disability, and I'm showing people.
So like, can we just say really quickly for people that don't know what dyspraxia is, because we have a definition here. So, developmental coordination disorder, also known as developmental motor coordination disorder, developmental dyspraxia, or simply dyspraxia, is a neurodevelopmental disorder characterized by impaired coordination of physical movements as a result of brain messages not being accurately transmitted to the body. Is that right?
That's very accurate, and I get a lot of criticism going, but how can you go out nightclub and how can you dance? I'm like, what, should I just sit in a cave in my back garden and have water and bread? Like,
So for anyone who doesn't know what dyspraxia is, how would you sum it up, and how does it affect your day?
so basically, like, it can affect balance, but they say doing sports like swimming, or I done karate for years.
Yeah, impressive, by the way.
And thank you.
Very impressive.
And but I do struggle day to day. So sometimes I'd need to have my parent with me to my appointment, because again, I'm very silly with I could remember something in the next 15 minutes and then it could go out again. And because it's so hidden, people think that I'm just waffling, but I'm not, you know. And that's why I'm here today. I want to speak so open about dyspraxia. And you know what, like, I want to be educational about it, because I feel like, I know that's very patronising, but I believe if you're trying to teach someone something, and it's very easy to get offended, where if you're offensive, people be like, oh, what are you getting so offended for, or blah blah snowflake. But if I'm sitting here going, look, I understand where you're coming from, but this is how dyspraxia affects me. And people will be more receptive to be like, right, well, I was a bit of a, you know, horrible person. That's why I always like using coming at it in a less aggressive approach to people who are uneducated. You know what I mean? We can all be educated in some way or another.
Did dyspraxia affect you big time in school, or was?
Yeah.
How was school for you?
Well, it wasn't really the happiest moment of my life, and I do find it extremely difficult to speak about, but regardless of how difficult it is, I think it does need to be spoken about, because whether I feel good about it or not, there's so many young boys and girls that, you know, could really feel comfort with this. Yeah, and I think with having my disability, wasn't not a lot of people heard it. Some teachers didn't hear about it. Like one particular time in maths, I was called lazy because I didn't want to do the maths sum. And I was shaking my head at the time, but see, a lot of dyspraxia wasn't really spoken about.
A teacher called you lazy?
Yeah. A lot of teachers fail so many students because they don't see beyond the surface, nor do they want to see
They
beyond
think
the
disabilities are people in wheelchairs, people in crutches, and
That is such a big thing, though. It's like if people can't see it, it's like, well, then it doesn't exist.
and then that open. Then when the teacher has made that statement, it was open then for the students to get involved in, and with homophobia in that school, they said they did not tolerate it at all. But every time, I'm not going to name the school obviously, but every time I reported it, every time I missed school, they gave out to me about missing school. But when I told them why I missed school, they said, well, you know, your education is still very important. You know, we can't help you if you don't want to help your education. Yeah, exactly, you know.
Were you out in school at the time?
Yeah, and I'm in a way, I don't see me being bullied as a bad thing, because I think it built my character. You know, if I can get through fellas shoving me up against lockers, it was bad. Like I was hiding in the cubicle bathrooms and being in the closet at the time. It was just, and because I was so flamboyant, unfortunately, I was open up to a lot more.
Sparkle.
And
That's
then
what
there were
does happen though. Kids are mean. Kids are ruthless.
Yeah, they can be
Kids
worse
are
than
very
adults.
mean. Kids are so honest. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But the problem is, the problem is not the kids, is how the parents deal with the kids.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what you teach into your, like a child, and learning this from being bullied. A child's brain is like a sponge. It absorbs so much energy. Should have been taught, like as a 24-year-old, going on 24, because I'm 24 in January. Yay. But like there's times I've seen kids going, oh my God, what's that? And oh, you know, that's horrible. And parents going, yeah, I agree. Don't be around people like that. Where I'm like, you're teaching your child a very dangerous mindset. And I'm not going to look at kids will be kids, but it's the parents and what they say or do. Now, there was one woman, and like this little boy goes, that's a man dressing up as a woman, that's weird. And like, I'm a feminine man. Like there's a difference between cross dressing and being feminine. But anyway, the woman said, no, that's not nice, don't be doing that, he can wear that if he wants. And I'm like, well, there's faith in humanity, there's good people out there, you know. But
like there's more talks about it now, which is good to see. But I still think there's an awful lot more work to be done on that front. But you know, we're making progress.
We're making progress. As they say, Rome wasn't built in a day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
The children's hospital still isn't built.
Yeah, exactly.
But we're coming off the back of Men's Mental Health Month, and you've been so open about your mental health struggles. Can you tell us, or to those that are listening, how you've dealt with it and advice that you'd give to
just
the younger audience?
Biting the bullet and speaking about how you feel. And I hate the saying, and unfortunately it's been engraved in so many young boys' brains, including mine, but bullies going, oh, will you just man up, you know.
I hate that.
And I hate, it's
I hate
like,
that word.
you wouldn't tell like I wouldn't turn around to you and go, would you woman up?
Yeah.
Would you brush your hair? Like, so I don't get to man up and play football. It's that. And look,
Stereotype.
masculinity is not toxic, where I look at it as, if a man's comfortable in his masculinity, he wouldn't be threatened by femininity. And you know,
that's facts.
That's
though.
very true.
That
That is
is
very,
fine.
very
and there
true.
will be a lot of people that won't like that I say that, because I'm not a woman, and that's fair enough. But because I have a lot of female friends, my mum and sister I have a great relationship with them. So when I see chauvinism happen in front of me, it just, because I have a lot of women in my life, it just makes the steam comes out, you know, that sort of way.
Yeah.
Words can be so powerful though. People don't realise it. It's like, especially words that are like you're brought up with, like the thing of like, oh, man up.
Yeah, they're
It's so
weaponized.
powerful. Like it makes you feel like you have to be a certain way then, you know, that way. But I think you handle everything pretty well. Like you're still.
And at the end of the
Case
day,
day.
yeah, and people are so quick to throw a comment where I'm like, look, at the end of the day, and it's so funny. People go on as if they live in my house, as if they're sitting in my room watching me doing my hauls, as if they're sitting there watching me take me bleeding top off. I'm like, you see a small percentage of my life, and it's all roses in the garden. It's grand, but they don't see what my friends see: me protecting me from a person trying to cause me bodily harm. My mum consoling me, stop rubbing the tears off my face, you know, and. I do struggle, and that's why I'll tell people, look, it's my fault, I'm open and honest, but I'm not bulletproof.
Yeah,
you know, I'm not Iron Man, I'm only human, and there's only so much a human can take. But I did take a break, and I feel like that was needed. There was just so much going on, and because I can't fill a cup if it's empty, and I couldn't fill myself if I was empty, so I didn't want to disappoint people. So I did take a step back, and there was a lot of people that were peed off with that, and I'm just like, look, you have to look out for you. And I think a lot of people who do content creation lose that, where you can't fulfill happy content if you're not fulfilled in yourself. It was difficult, extremely, like seeing everyone posting and having a good time. I like distancing me, and people are like, well, you didn't need to do that, but I'm like, no, but I did.
You did, yeah.
And
That's put you first as well.
I found my spark back,
Yeah.
thank God.
Oh,
Yeah.
God. And you love a night out on the George.
Yeah,
We all
love
know
the
that.
George.
How
They
many
should start
times-
charging me rent there now.
How many times do you reckon you've been to the George?
Oh God, I can't even count on two hands. That's a lifetime.
I swear, I literally was saying this to Jack before we started the episode. They are literally going to have a statue of Jack Swift in that George.
They need a
Or a
plaque.
plaque
They
on
need
the
a
wall
plaque
or
of
something.
Jack Swift. Jack the Black.
Jack
Jack the Black.
Jack the Black.
Just don't do it after I've had a kebab and chips.
And so when you go out on nights out, do you ever be worried? Because, you know, obviously Dublin, like we were saying, can be so small-minded. Do you ever feel unsafe at points when you're walking around?
And I know people are gonna, and this is gonna be a bit controversial to say, if it takes something serious to happen for me to prove a point, then I'll do that, because I'm all for sticking to what you believe in and being passionate and show. Like, I go to straight pubs as well, because and I don't want to be like this person shoving opinions down throats, but I'm making a statement going, I want to see change. So if that sacrifices my happiness and my safety, that's what I'll do to see change. And hopefully by me pushing myself to keep wearing clothes, that some boys will go, well, if he can do it, I can do it, you know, that sort of way.
You're an incredible person.
For anybody that's watching the YouTube right now, we need to give them a little bonus here. Can we get a gay slate outfit of the day from the
yes.
iconic Jack
Yes.
Swift right now?
Of
Okay,
course.
talk us through.
So the outfit is Auditor Amsterdam. Top Amsterdam, bottoms Amsterdam, and heels from Places in the Red Light District.
Oh!
Did you go to the red light
I
district?
did.
Was
I
it
did.
traumatising?
No, I did. Do you know what, right? Because I'm comfortable as a gay man, like, one of them was literally like posing, doing whatever, and I went like that. She went like that. And it was fun and it was kiki, because like I love doing that experience, because it made me feel comfortable in myself. Like, yeah, I can make girls feel empowered and, like, you know, love the straights. You have to support the straights every now and again.
Have to show them a bit of appreciation. Do you know what I mean?
So
So,
that's
they
what I
don't, so they don't uprise.
And my friend just messed with me one night, so she just give me lap dances and I'll just be gassed. And I never get men to get so offended by being called gay. I'm like, if you're not gay, then don't be offended by it. Like, you could sit here and call me a heterosexual man till the cows come home. I'd just laugh and go, hetero in please, or yeah. Because that's
You're
how
mad
comfortable I
straight.
feel in this. Yeah.
Jack
Straight on a
Swift.
Wednesday.
We've heard so much from you. You hold yourself so well, and you really need to be more proud of yourself, like, genuinely.
This has been an amazing conversation.
Very
Thank you so much for coming on.
I was so happy to be knocked off the microphone there, so to gaff.
Before we finish up, we have a few segments that we want to try out with you, okay?
Right. Oh,
And
Jack.
the very first
Brilliant.
of which
Can't wait.
we have made specifically for you, and it is called What Would Jack Do? Okay?
Love it.
So we are going to give
There's
you...
a lot I do, but not the right answers.
We are going to give you 4 or 5 different scenarios, and in the most iconic way, you have to tell us what would Jack do.
Yeah.
Okay? Are you ready?
I don't want to get the show cancelled. Try be as
Start the countdown music now.
Remember, iconic.
Right.
Someone uses your viral sound on TikTok for a video that's not your vibe. What do you do?
I'd bring them on a night out and tell them I'm getting them a shot, but it'd really be a shot of water.
That is iconic.
It's on me. Go on, enjoy it.
Okay. Level 2. You're in the George and someone's already up on stage dancing. What do you do?
I love you, record them and go, you're absolutely slaying it.
Yeah.
So why should I be like, I don't get this, get out of me spotlight. Like, the spotlight's big enough. Yeah. Like, I know I had 3 spice bags on the Slimming World and told the Slimming World I was only having salad, but the spotlight's big enough for all of us.
You're a legend.
Number 3. You and your friends didn't discuss dress code before an event and you're overdressed. What do you do?
Like, are you a good friend if you're pushing your insecurity onto me? If you're telling me that I have to go home, like, shouldn't friends not take each other for who they are? I mean, you should be friends with me because you're friend, not because of what I wear.
Amen.
That's loving the idea of someone and not loving someone. I mean, am I wrong for saying that?
No, you are spot on. Spot on.
Okay. You're on the best night out ever, but you realise you've lost your phone. What do you do?
Wouldn't be a force.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a force. One time I was in Bingo Loco and let's just say I shared the book fast with a friend and wasn't a very happy ending, but I lived to tell the tale. So if I lost my phone,
You drink a bit of book fast.
I do a cry for help and make a deal with Reforbed.
Sponsor.
Yeah.
Sponsored by sponsor.
And go, listen, any chance of a phone before I go on the Hollybox? The content to be there.
I love the
Going to
honesty.
Jam. Going to Red Light District. Go out and sort me out. Right. Number 5. The most iconic. Everyone wants to go to a different bar than you do. What do you do?
All the one. Once I'm drinking happy juice, I don't care.
There you
What
go.
is your
Listen
happy
to this
juice?
podcast going, I think it does need intervention.
Jack, what is your happy juice? Like, are you a cocktail guy? Are you a lager guy?
I'm a cocktail person when I want to treat myself. Now, sometimes I'll have to drink the ale and the Coors and drink a bit hetero when I'm in the pockets at work. I'll be in the middle of the corner stretching my legs doing Pilates. Does that ever happen with you? Now, I can barely touch my toes when I'm drunk. I'm like a professional Olympian.
You're like a gymnast.
I bend me body in ways I couldn't bend it before.
And then you to be in bits then the next day
Do you
being
know
like,
I have
what
to
did
be
I do?
If I ever had my own book, it would be on the Grindr stories. But you know, if a good looking fella didn't had a girl and he wanted to try the sauce, I'd be
The
like,
sauce.
I'm 23 and I'm going off the rocker, so go on. You know
Oh,
what I
I
mean?
love that. Jack is partial to a grinder day.
So I was on the date and he said, now I normally go for fellas in their 20s, but he was 31 and he actually looked grand, like stocky body on him. And I was like, that'd be nice, why not? You know, we only live once. My shoulders were ready for it. So I got all dressed up and went out to the house. And now, no shame to the dad bods. I love a good dad bod. But this was over dad bod. This was century granddad
Mummy
century
bod.
bods. Yes. Literally, and I like mouse bods, right? So I'm standing there. And he was like, are you ready to come on a hike? I said, a hike? I thought we were going to the pub. He's like, yeah, a hike. I have an apple pie and cream for you. I said, are you taking the piss? I goes, you're Sam, you're not 31. Goes, I was 31, Sam, 10 years ago. Now I felt sorry. He got the apple pie, God love him. I felt sorry for him. So I went on the date, but nothing happened. I tried.
I remember seeing this. He posted this video on TikTok, and Jack was like, I went on a date with a man that I found on Grindr, but I got catfished because he wasn't the age that he portrayed himself to be, and I was in a heap. Jack, you poor thing.
Did you go on
should've
the
just
hike?
got up and left.
Did you do the hike?
Did you eat apple pie?
I no. Absolutely, I've seen too many Americans. The cabin in the woods, the hills have eyes. I just sat there and was demure and said, and he goes, make sure to call me when you go home. I can't get enough of you winking and all. I didn't know if he was trying to be sexy or having a fit. I got on the dart. I said, yeah, don't worry. Mwah. Got on the dart and blocked his number.
Jack, you are an angel. Thank you so much for coming.
No,
on
but
the
I had a
podcast.
great time chatting. Sorry, I could talk for bleeding out.
No, that's a great thing. And for those that are listening or watching, where can we find you?
TikTok JackSwift597, and if you haven't got a hemorrhage and if you aren't annoyed at me, you can also follow me on SwiftJack2001. So they're the sites. But fair play if you're following me on the Insta, 'cause you didn't get sick from the TikTok. But there we go.
You're an angel. Thank you so much for coming on the pod. We're after having a ball with you in the studio
Oh
today.
my god, it's been such a
Honestly.
fun episode. This is one of my favourites.
Yeah, it is. Same. Love it.
Okay, thank you everybody for listening in today. We had the best time ever
Great
with Jack.
conversation.
Thank you to RTE Player for sponsoring the pod, and as always you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and you can also, if you're listening to us, you can watch us on YouTube.
Yeah.
But also follow us on Socially Awkward Pod on Instagram or Socially Awkward Pod on TikTok. That's where you'll find us.
You're going to join us on the bye, Jack. You ready? So we're going to
Love it.
sing the little bye together. Ready?
Yeah.
3,
Harmony.
2, 1. Bye.
See you next week.